My mic is muted. Hi, Del. Sorry, I completely forgot. My mic is muted. Wow, I am the smartest person. Oh God, no. There's a good chance I could have gotten the entire stream muted. Oh dear God. Jeez. I knew I was forgetting something. Yeah, I mentioned it, but I was out of the house, that's why. I only came back recently. The pain! What? Why does it hurt? My mouth feels like it's on fire. My face feels like it's burning up too. Hey, calm down. This shouldn't be happening. Did I use too much poison? Or did I use the wrong type of poison? Listen, what's wrong? I don't think I'm gonna make it. That's not possible. None of the poison in your body is capable of causing death. I was just too weak. I have been burning the candle at both ends. Impossible! Stay with me! Mystia! I have something to tell you. You'll be okay. If this is it for me, I have a request. Don't say that. What is it? I'll do anything for you. Then, please. Stand still and let me tickle you! Stop it! How dare you trick me? You poisoned me! Didn't you peck me first? Are those the same? I just lightly pecked you, and you poisoned me! It's not fair. If you can peck me, why can't I poison you? How do I explain this? Poison isn't a toy. You're good at using it, but even you don't know everything about them. The poisons I manipulate are all poisons I'm very familiar with. Even if you know the poison you're using, you won't know how much the other person can take. The poison may be the same, but the amount that person can stand will vary. Can you really guarantee something like that won't happen for real? Now that I think about it, it's only been a few years since you became a yokai, so you're seriously lacking in knowledge and experience. In terms of a yokai's lifespan, you're still just a little baby. But tons of yokai aren't as powerful as I am. In these parts, not a single yokai dares to pick a fight with me. Because you never show any mercy. You're still young. Even if you decided poison is the way to go, you should still try some other things. That's how you gain more knowledge. Like, you can try eating something that's not poison? I can't believe you had me for a second. It all goes back to broadening my knowledge on eating, huh? There can't be that many flavors out there. That's where you're wrong. Dishes come in myriads of different flavors. Let me give you a taste. Some knowledge in the human village, of course. Any 3 dishes of types spicy, salty, or sour? Well, first let's go to the human village. Kind-sensei, have you heard the term faint dream? I'm not sure how I'm supposed to answer when you just spring the phrase on me like that. You see, Miss Yuka said... Mystia told Kind everything that happened. Oh, I see. Generally speaking, faint dream refers to an indistinct, hazy dreamscape, but if it's referring to who you say it's referring to... Have you thought of something, Kind-sensei? The characters which make up the name Yuka and the term faint dream, if it's related to cooking, one would naturally think of the fragrance of hazily slipping into a dream. Fragrance? Yes. That which often keeps itself hidden, it always breaks the boundary between dream and reality. During the night, it quietly enters, or even takes control of a sleeping person's dream. What is that, if not fragrance? You mean just some smell can control a dream? Yes, a relaxing aroma makes one feel at ease, and humans have also created fragrances to let themselves sleep better. On the contrary, when a disquieting aroma enters a dream, it can give a sleeping person nightmare upon nightmare, making them feel drained when they wake up. But there's so much food that gives off an aroma. Which one is Miss Yuka referring to? This will depend on how much you understand her, I'm afraid. I think Miss Yuka will like an aroma that's more in tune with nature. Cake! Then how does cake sound? Why would you think of cake? It's just what my gut tells me. Miss Yuka and cake go very well together, don't they? And a freshly baked cake is very aromatic. The smell can go for miles. The smell of cake is indeed very captivating. It's also very special. Its aroma can be split into two. One is the aroma it has when it's baked, the other is the aroma from the added flavoring. The aroma it has when it's baking usually comes from a combination of flour, sugar, butter, and egg. It's a uniquely rich and creamy aroma. Smelling it makes you feel all warm and relaxed. And the aroma from added flavoring and extracts usually come from plants and fruits, like various herbs, cinnamon, lemon, and so on. These flavorings and extracts can add even more layers to the taste of a cake, truly making it a treat. Sounds like a taste Miss Yuka would like. I think besides aroma, a cake also fits in another way. How so? Humans often eat cake during their birthdays, right? Many kids are already jumping for joy on the days close to their birthday, so much they even dream of their birthday cake. For many kids, a cake is certainly an irresistible temptation, especially cakes they know will come. It will be enough to completely occupy someone's mind. I know, right? The entire time you're full of anticipation for the cake, and when you finally open the box, it feels like 100 flowers have bloomed all around you. Is there a problem? That is a rather interesting metaphor. It even gave me a sudden flash of insight. I think your gut is right. I'm sure the answer to this riddle is cake. Awesome! Thanks for helping me solve it, kind sensei. I only accompany you on the journey. The one who truly solved the riddle is still you. Thanks for guiding me too. I'm going to go pay Miss Yuka a visit. I answered cake as a joke. I didn't think it was the actual answer. Miss Yuka, I've solved your riddle. Oh? It's cake! A cake is what small children love so much they even dream about it. Right? I see. Could you tell me the reason why you think that? Well, first of all, I didn't solve the riddle on my own. I had the help of Kind Sensei this time. Are you disappointed? No, that you're able to call upon the aid of others is because of the bonds you have forged. They're just another part of your strength. That's really reassuring to hear. When you said faint dream, I was reminded of how during the first few days when I'd be looking forward to a cake, it kept appearing in my dreams almost every day. That could be the meaning behind faintly entering a dream. And then I remembered you, Miss Yuka. Your name is just like that fragrance which makes people drool in their dreams. Drool. That's what I thought. Faint dream, Yuka, both of those ideas match a cake really well, so it must be a cake. It can be nothing but a cake. So it's a cake. Yep, not only does the cake have a special captivating aroma, it also contains people's wishes. Many kids are already jumping for joy on the days close to their birthday, so much so they even dream of their birthday cake. I see. Now I understand. I'm impressed. This is a very amusing answer. I'm satisfied. You're satisfied, Miss Yuka? Does that mean you're willing to teach me the recipe for that amazing spice? Don't worry. I'll teach you until you learn it. Yuka proceeded to patiently teach Mystia the recipe for the spice. As expected, you grasped it very quickly. It really is just like a dream, and while I was creating it, I was wondering, this recipe and cake is like a match made in heaven. I've got it! I've got the recipe for this cake. I need to write it down. Is that so? That sounds wonderful. Miss Yuka, a faint dream. It's a cake that's Miss Yuka's alone. I'll name this cake that only belongs to you, Faint Dream. That's quite the honor. However, it doesn't belong only to me. Like the flowers, I like more people to admire it, to enjoy it. Okay, I'll make it for many people to enjoy. Thank you. Good luck. Well, let's go cook those dishes for medicine. What are the 3 things you need? Spicy, salty, sour. Spicy, sour, salty. Oh, right. There's nothing that has all 3 of those. So salty first. Then spicy. Then sour. Oh, wait. I forgot to actually click the thing. Oh my god, my mind is cooked tonight. What the heck? I feel like a moron. Oh my god. How was it? Did you savor all those flavors? I don't like them. I thought as much. I just wanted to let you experience the taste of adulthood. Are you making fun of me again? Sorry, your angry face is just too cute. To make up for it, I developed a brand new dessert for you. I'm sure you'll like it. You won't fool me twice. Hey, I already apologized. I really did tailor this dish towards you. I also hope you'll be the first one to try it. I'll trust you. One more time, then. Awesome! Betty is such a good girl. Quit acting like a grown-up. By the way, are you sure you want to stay here? Your feathers have gotten poison on them. What? They have? I need to get out of here before the poison takes effect! Remember our promise, alright? Do I look like a bird brain? What was that? I said I will. Let me invite you, Seija. Let me see if Sukuna will show up as well. Then finally, for the last invite, Akio. Toya! My activity today has been making thumbnails and playing Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I fucking love Xenoblade Chronicles X so much. Oh my god. I haven't even like gone past chapter 3. I'm just having too much fun exploring Mira again. It's so much fun. I have the battle theme stuck in my head, like perpetually. It will never leave. And I don't want it to. I never do. What the heck is Renosuke doing here? Is he even on the list of customers that could show up here? Hi, Medicine. Oh, she's already here. Let me just do this before before Medicine spell card makes it so that I can't. Small things. Fruity drink. So small portion, but I also need her to try this little sweet poison. It's already a small portion. Yippee! Udambada, cream, grapes, ginkgo nut. Stations. Popular, so no. Udambada. Grape. Peach. Do? No. Ginkgo nut. Cream, not peach. Where am I getting peach from? Cream. Grape. Ginkgo nut. It gets rid of small portions, so I can't. Drunken Bard. Yep, makes sense. Damn, she's already gone. Part of the reason I love Xenoblade X so much is because unlike a lot of other open world games, it actually encourages you and rewards you for like exploring the open world that it's created. It's chock full of life, there's various different things to explore and interact with. It's not like okay, so I'll just say this as someone who's like played the original. I played the original Breath of the Wild on Wii U, like when it came out. This was when I was in like middle or high school, and I liked my time with Breath of the Wild. But I think my biggest complaint with the game is that, for a lot of it, it kind of feels like there's not much reason to explore. Like, once you find, you're just exploring to find specific key locations, like the stable, for example, or like different like shopkeeps, or like different like merchants, for example, or other like landmarks. Then once you find them, it's kind of it. You just fast travel to them or to a place near it. You don't really feel the need to explore beyond that, if that makes sense. It's something that I feel like kind of undermines the open world aspect of it if there's not really a reason to do so. And again, but that's why I love the open world in Xenoblade, because there's always a reason to go out and explore something. Plus, unlike other RPGs, it doesn't gate you out of anything. Alice is here? Huh. Hey, Alice. Like, as soon as you get access to the rest of Mira, once you complete Chapter 3, you're free to, like, do whatever you want, right? Like, there are 5 continents to Mira, right? There's Primordia, there's Noctilum, there's Oblivia, there's Savalum, and then there's Cauldrus. Now, Savalum and Cauldrus are sort of meant to be like they're sort of positioned in a way because they're separated by like an expansive ocean, right? So to an extent, they're kind of they're hard to get on foot, but you can get there. It's not like, say, like the continents all have like just one level range where it's like Primordia's starting area, so it only has like level like I don't know, like 5 to 20, and then Noctilum is like 20 to like, or 25 to like 40, and then so on and so forth, so that Cauldrus only has like 50 to 60. There's basically an entire range of what is it? The entire range of level ranges, to the point that if you know how to navigate around each area, there's no place that's 100% inaccessible to you. For example, like, even if, say, for example, there's enemies standing guard at a certain location, like guarding an objective, a lot of enemies can fall asleep at nighttime, and when that happens, enemies that normally can detect you through sight or sound will completely ignore you because, well, they're asleep. So giving you the opportunity to slip by and grab or do whatever it is you need to do while you're there. There's almost always alternate routes. You there's no fall damage, so there's no risk of like experimenting with like trying to jump or around certain places. Your jump height is like absurd, giving you the ability to scale walls that normally would seem like completely insurmountable otherwise, but you sure can. In fact, there's plenty of stories about people who, like, right out the gate managed to make their way to, like, Cauldress, which is supposed to, I say supposed to with quotation marks, the final area of the game, but you can get there pretty much as soon as you want, if you want to go there, right? That's the thing. It gives you the option. It says, here is Mira. You have basically every tool that you would need at this point. Have fun. Do whatever you want. You know, you wanna go around and like install every probe you possibly can. Go ahead. You wanna level grind so hard you make solo leveling look like you wanna like grind levels so hard you make solo leveling look like a fucking kid show, and then like gun down every single tyrant you find. Shit, we're not gonna stop you. It's just that level of like creative freedom that got me so hooked on it when it came out back in like when I was in middle school, and it's the reason I was so eager to play it again. In fact, my reaction on Twitter when I found out about it was the epitome of, oh, I was in utter disbelief when I saw it. Because like it was just essentially the trailer for it was essentially just shadow drop, right? There was like no build up. It wasn't like teasing a direct or anything. It's just like on Twitter, it's like, hey, we're making Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. Yup, that's it. And like I said, it's something that I couldn't be happier about existing, because I always felt like for the longest time, Xenoblade X was kind of the forgotten child of the Xenoblade games. Everyone talks about Xenoblade 2 because obvious reasons. Everyone talks about Xenoblade 1 because obviously it's the first one, and then it was also they also put Shulk in Smash 4, so everyone just sort of knew him. Just everyone sort of understood, had an idea of Xenoblade at that point. But and then Xenoblade 3, I was again, a lot of I think a big part of it is just that the original Xenoblade X was on the Wii U, and something being on the Wii U means that not many people are gonna have experienced it, because Xenoblade 1 was on the Xenoblade Chronicles 1 was on the Wii, then 2 was on the Switch. 3 was also on the Switch. Definitive Edition for Xenoblade 1 was on the Switch and on the 3DS. So Xenoblade X was pretty much the only like Xenoblade game on Wii U. And if you're a Xenoblade fan, it's a hard sell to buy a Wii U just for X, especially because X is so different from every other Xenoblade game. It's the only Xenoblade game to have a custom character. It's the only Xenoblade game to be set in a more modernistic sci-fi setting. As of Xenoblade 3, we know that the first 3 Xenoblade games are all like connected to each other. Xenoblade X is like the outlier. Outside of the one Xenoblade 2 DLC, there is like no hint that Xenoblade X like takes place anywhere in like connected to the other 3, which are already connected to each other. Then yeah, like there's also like the fact that there is an emphasis put on like the mechs, the skells, the dolls. Again, it was just so different from what people understood to be Xenoblade. Kind of just threw a lot of people off. That makes sense. But to be honest, part of that is why I liked it. It was so unique. It was such a unique combination of things that I liked. Right? love the various classes. I loved the open world. I loved like the battles with giant, terrifying monsters. I loved so much about it. Do not touch flowers with greasy hands. Is that mild? Maybe. Faint dream. Flower, udon, lunar, dew, cream. Oh, hey! Sukuna. Udon, lunar, cream, flower. What was the last one? Dew? I was right! Yippee! Japanese. Vintage. Red beans, sticky rice. How about red beans, sticky rice, and ginkgo nut? I think it's also funny because Xenoblade X is kind of notorious for like the fact that there's a lot of ways you can get people killed. And the game kind of just never tells you. Flower, lunar, or cream. There are a lot of ways. There are a disturbing amount of ways you can kill NPCs. So much so that a lot of like small phrases related to it have become like memes among Xenoblade X players. Like take a shower, like letting her take a shower, attaching the blue wire, sparing the kids. The wire one is fucked up and evil. So for context on that one, essentially, there's a subquest where you have to like help repair a helicopter, and you're given a choice between attaching the blue wire or attaching the red wire. If you pick right, the helicopter just goes on about its business, business as usual. If you get it wrong, the helicopter crashes and kills the NPC that gave you the quest originally, I'm pretty sure. The most fucked up part about it is that if you kill the NPC, you get more rewards because you get his share of like the money for completing the quest. So, if you want it to be optimal from a gameplay perspective, you are encouraged to kill this guy. This is not a meme. This is real. It's always really funny seeing people react to learning about Xenoblade X. Should cross the blue wire now. It's fucked up, but I mean, again, in my opinion, that's part of the reason why Xenoblade X is so interesting. It kind of just throws the shit at you, and it's like, yeah, how do you feel, buddy? Feel good? Proud of yourself, buddy? Kill that bitch. You killed a man. I'm on dynamic, Dad. What now? I'm on dynamic. Also, the OST for Xenoblade X, like, fucks so hard. It is that genre of like battle theme where it's so like corny and stupid that it's wonderful. It is like one of the dumbest things you will ever hear when it comes to like its lyricism. But god damn it if that doesn't make it some of the catchiest music I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Like it's perfectly exemplified by like that meme where it's like where it's like, first listen, this is so dumb. 10th listen, alright, I can get the vibe. 100th listen. Honestly, a dark matter. Honestly, a dark matter. Every minute matters. While all lies shatter, seeing ghosts scatter. As they pour out, we can't handle them. Mob for death. Seeing friends snatched and darkly possessed. God. I think it's funny how it's also funny how by virtue of the MC being a customizable character that can learn any skill or art by going down paths, by grinding, they are unquestionably the strongest Xenoblade character to ever exist in the entire series. There is genuinely no goddamn other party member in the entire Xenoblade history that is capable of single-handedly beating entire super bosses. And when I say single-handedly, I mean single-handedly. There's an entire playlist of someone beating every single tyrant super boss in Xenoblade X by themselves, so like no party members, on foot, so like not using a scout, which for 90% of tyrant fights you're expected to use because they're like ginormous. And all because of Cross, which I'm pretty sure is like their official designation. Like that's how people talk about them, or that's how you refer to them. Which, I mean, makes sense. You always need some kind of name for what is it? For like custom characters. You need some way to refer to them. And honestly, Cross is like a fine name. It's not a bad name in my opinion. It makes sense. Certainly better than like Sonic Forces just calling the what did they call the avatar? I think they gave him an official name at some point, but I don't remember what it was. I don't care to remember. I don't even know why I brought up Sonic. I don't know anything about Sonic. Sonic. There are a lot of series that I like kind of just don't really know anything about because I only play like so few. I feel like there are a lot of series that people like where it's like I kind of just only know the bare minimum. Like with Sonic, I don't really know that much because the only Sonic game I've ever played is Sonic Rush. Koishi! Ooh. Good gravy. Koishi Komeiji. Ian Jr. is my favorite Sonic character. Who the fuck is Ian Jr.? Is that supposed to be like a joke about Ian Flynn, the writer or something? That's my best guess. I don't know what the fuck. Pork, boar. No home cooking, but we can throw in small portion, surprisingly enough. Also have to know about eating things raw. Don't. Pseudo-official Forces avatar? What do you mean pseudo-official? Oh god. No, don't tell me he's real. Don't tell me he's real. I'm gonna be so sad if that's the case. How the fuck do you make the goddamn pie? Where is it? Let's look for... what is it? I know one of them's absolutely peculiar, if I can find peculiar. He imported footage for the Sonic Symphony? Oh dear god. Yeah, no, like I said, the only, Trout Flower Peach, oh my god. The only thing I really know about, Sonic is just what I played with Sonic Rush, which means I will perpetually have a bias towards Sonic Rush stuff. I am huge. Because I really liked Sonic Rush. I like playing it. What? Not much else besides that, to be honest. But yeah. I love the music for it, especially. CEO of Funky Fresh Beats, indeed. That motherfucker can. So photogenic. Where are my Japanese photogenic stuff? Where the heck is Japanese? There it is. Sukuna likes popular stuff. Good to know. Oh no, I just saw the picture you sent of Ian Jr. Oh no. Oh no. No, I hate him. I hate him. I need to beat that guy with a brick. What the fuck? Gambling. Fuck. Gambling. Fuck. Gambling. Fuck. Come on, gambling. Oh, come on, please. Please. No! Can't believe it. No, it just means we'll win big next time. We'll win big tomorrow in game. Trust. I promise. Trust me, honey. Trust me, honey. It's totally worth having a slot machine in our basement. Yes. No. You don't understand. It manifests ingredients when I put money in it. Why don't I just take the ingredients out of the thing? Well, I can. It's manifesting. No. You have to understand. It is manifesting the ingredients. I am not putting in the ingredients, taking them out. No. No, I don't know how it works either. Okay, I'm just saying that's what happens. All right. Just because I'm using it doesn't mean I know how it works. Okay, the ingredients just appear in my hands. All right. No, I don't know where I got this coffee from either, okay? It just came out of the machine. No, it wasn't in there before, okay? You have to understand, this is a money-making machine, okay? It is giving us free produce. You know, I just have to put in money first. Why in the long face, Miss Shimyomaru? Something in the news? Did the Tengu write a phony article about you? Not at all. I was just looking at the articles of when I participated in whitewater rafting. Whitewater rafting? In the rapids of Yokai Mountain, they host a whitewater rafting tournament every summer and winter. I signed up too, but regrettably I wasn't able to earn a spot on the winner's podium. Huh? You signed up too? Let me see. A small challenger to whitewater rafting. Cheer for Shinyo Amaru's success. So Miss Aya can write these positive articles too. Why are you sighing? Isn't the article very well written? You look really cool in the photograph too. But I came in last. Miss Aya explained in the article too. The less you weigh, the more you're at the mercy of the flow of the river. Participating with such an extreme difference in size is already very brave of you. But even with the bravest of heroes, if they can't defeat the Demon Lord, no one would find it a compelling story. What does this have to do with the Demon Lord? What I mean is, the results matter too. Speaking of, what made you think of participating in whitewater rafting? Well, what if, when I embark on a journey like Izumbushi, my path is blocked by a river too? Didn't you say you could use the bowl as a boat? It's not that simple. What if the current is especially strong? What if I turn a corner and there's a waterfall? Well, wouldn't I have to be prepared for anything? That's why I signed up for the tournament. And from the way it looks, I still have a long way to go before I can embark on a journey. Do you really have to sweat every detail? You know what they say, go with the crow. It's go with the flow. Same thing. Also, you said they host 2 tournaments every year. So if for first you don't succeed, just try again next time. Nothing else I can do. Ugh, I still have so many preparations to make. When will I be able to start my adventure? I think you can start whenever you want. While you're here, I should make some rations for the road. Could you give me some suggestions? Huh? You mean right now? It's just practice. Do you need to practice that too? I'm not having issues with rations delay my adventure. I'm fine either way. If you're going to bring them along in your journey, it should be something that's easy to store and carry around. That's what I thought too. It'd be even better if they were sweet. But sweets generally can't be stored for a long amount of time. What? That may be so, but sugar is a vital source of energy, right? During long trips, sweets can help you recharge and replenish your body's sugar, and help dopamine secretion, and release stress, and since you're dead set on bringing sweets along for the trip, I suppose I can make some sweet dishes for you to reference. I don't have a problem. You have a problem, you stupid bird. Why are we getting into it like this? Miss Yuka, I'm here to get feedback for the faint dream. A bouquet of flowers affixed upon delicate soft cream, oozing with sweet fragrance. A blue butterfly gently rests atop, never leaving. It's no dream, and yet it is beyond a dream. As I would expect, you did a very fine job. Thanks for the compliment. Speaking of, people always think about butterflies when they talk about dreams. Why is this? Perhaps it's because dreams are a fragile, fleeting thing, not too dissimilar from a butterfly. There's also the story of Zhuangzi dreaming about the butterfly. Did Zhuangzi dream that he was a butterfly, or did the butterfly dream that he was Zhuangzi? Huh. That does sound like a pretty hard question. Miss Yuka, can you believe what the villagers said? You're exactly how I imagined a fluff-foot bird would look right now. How could you laugh? Do you know what the villagers said? Oh? They said you turn your admirers into fertilizer, that you use their flesh and blood to nourish the flowers. It's ridiculous! Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. By returning to the earth, we are in fact nourishing the plants that grow on it. Miss Yuka? You see, this rumor fools not even you. Why should I concern myself with it? It's exactly because you always think explaining is more trouble than it's worth that these scary rumors become more and more exaggerated. If they truly bother you that much, what do you have in mind? Go give them a peck or two. You are a bird, are you not? Miss Yuka! Donk. Bonk, buck. Bark, bark, bark. I'm here to get feedback for the little sweet poison. I thought it was poison, but no, it's a dessert. I didn't model it after you. All the more reason to make it poison. On the surface, it looks like poison, but inside there's nothing but sweetness. That's the impression you give me. Do you like it? Poison on the outside, sweet on the inside? I'm confused. What's even more confusing is the moment I tasted this dessert, my chest felt all fluffy and warm. What happened? That must be because you too felt happiness. Happiness? Happiness sure tastes great. Have you heard of the wicked puppeteer who lives in the forest? Wicked puppeteer? Yes, the magician who brazenly manipulates countless dolls into serving her. You mean Miss Alice? Yes, that's the name. It makes my hair stand on end. I think you're misunderstanding something. Maybe you should talk with her sometime. I shall, one day. Miss Alice loves dolls, so I'm sure she'll treat you well. What are you talking about? She's a wicked puppeteer. One day I shall set free all the dolls she has under her control. But then, who will be in charge of making the dolls? I haven't thought of that yet. I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far. How many? That's a good amount to have still. So let us invite 18 hours to invite everyone. Dear God. How about Alice? You know what? Let's invite Nitori again. It's been a while since we invited Nitori. We can invite one more person. And with that, I love gambling. Oh, wait. Satori, what are you dismantling? This is a mysterious artifact sent to me by my subordinates. Maybe it's a device from the outside world. The outside world? But why are you dismantling it? How are we supposed to know its secrets if we don't take it apart? Well, I was going to invite you to the Izakaya for dinner tonight, but it looks like you're busy. You have to eat even if you're busy. It's rare for you to come here and invite me, so I'll sell you a favor. Why do I have to owe you a favor for inviting you to dinner? The Garden of the Sun, baby. Let's go. You know what I kind of wish, though, with Xenoblade X? The way the weapons work, you always have one ranged weapon and then one melee weapon. They're determined by your classes. Each class having a dedicated melee and ranged weapon that you're only allowed to use that weapon when you're in that class. So, for example, if you go into the striker path with assault rifle and longsword, which in my opinion is probably one of the most basic bitch weapon combos you could possibly have, but whatever, right? If you go down that route, you're only allowed to equip the assault rifle and the longsword. You can't use any other types of weapons. Once you master the final class, though, so for example for striker that would be duelist, you are allowed to use those two weapons with any other class regardless. So for example, if you didn't decide to go into the enforcer route, which is ray gun and knife, you can swap either of those two out with an assault rifle and a longsword if you wanted to. I kind of wish though that you could just opt for 2 ranged weapons or 2 melee weapons. I understand why, but also, like, so my favorite weapon in Xenoblade X, just hands down, is the sniper rifle. I love building for range damage. The dopamine I get building up like 5 levels of buffs for my damage and my ranged accuracy and my crits and my charge, and then hitting an enemy with like 5,000 damage on a crit in a single blow is like, that's beautiful, right? But I also I like, but it's like I like the other designs of the ranged weapons. Like, for example, the ray guns, which are essentially just giant laser cannons. That's cool. Or the other variation of that, the cycle launchers, which are like 2 little turrets that you control like psychically that fire like energy blasts. That's also cool. But even like the Gatling gun. Gatling guns are cool. Dual guns, those are cool. Like, these weapons are cool. I want to play with them, you know? Like, I mean, to be fair, the melee weapons are pretty cool too. I already talked about longsword, which in my opinion is just kind of basic, especially with like, you can also, one of the variations of the longsword is a katana, which I think is like, honestly, it's just kind of like, I feel like that's kind of just like overdoing it, you know? She wants fungus. Oh, I forgot to do that with Sukuna. I'll do it tomorrow. In-game. But what I was saying is, that, okay, and then after that, with the Bastion Warrior class line is minigun and a shield, which is sort of the tank role, but also kind of the physical melee DPS role. The shield is interesting because you would think, right, like a shield, like that sort of gives the vibe of like, you know, what is it? Of a, what am I trying to say? It gives the vibe of like a weapon that's sort of like low DPS but provides a lot of defensive buffs or utility, but like it's kind of not. Like the shield is defined instead by having some of the best like on-hit melee damage of any melee weapon in the game, with the caveats being that it's very unstable, so the damage can fluctuate a lot. And like there are skills that make it so that, like, for example, you take less damage when you have the shield out. But I just think it's funny that it's like that's all that. Then there's dual guns and dual swords, which are like probably the most probably the most easy to understand weapon types in the game, because it's just, so you have, it's essentially just SMGs and then swords, but you hold 2 of them for both. Doesn't get any simpler than that, to be honest. Both of them are defined by having high amounts of hits, overall lower damage and lower TP game, but making up for that by, in general, the class role is defined by evasion, which in a lot of endgame builds is incredibly strong. Evasion builds are like, if you are having trouble with like any kind of battle, creating an evasion build is probably the easiest like ticket to winning ever. Genuinely, like if there's any build I would recommend people who are like struggling with combat to learn, like if there's one build that I would recommend them to learn, it would be evasion, because it's so easy to build towards evasion, and then once you build towards that, you just become unkillable. You will never get hit. You can do intense amounts of damage because a lot of the evasion buffs also like double buff with really strong damage buffing as well. So you just combine that together and you become untouchable while doing shit tons of damage and regenerating like all your TP back. So like you're getting it back, right? You're not wasting it. It's not one and done. If you know how to manage overdrive, which if you're heading into like endgame, but even like once you sort of start to like understand it and how it plays around with the arts that you have selected, it becomes really easy. Like in my opinion, right? Once you understand, like, or rather like, once you get good with like using overdrive, it can genuinely just last the entire fight. Like, you can just start overdrive at the beginning of the fight, and then never drop out of overdrive until the enemy is like dead. That is like how strong overdrive is and how viable it is. And then you combine that with an evasion build and it's just like, it is absurd, right? It is so... It is... And I think part of it is that it's very intuitive, right? It's not like other builds where you have to really build towards a specific thing. Like, for example, like, potential builds are very strong, but they're kind of unintuitive because you have to, like, sacrifice a lot of your base stats in order to boost up potential so that when you're in overdrive, your damage really comes out. Well, that's not super easy to wrap your head around, and you have to build very, very specific way. Even, like my build, which is essentially just, like, sacrificing 4 to 5 of my art slots to... hyper buffing myself with like ranged attack and accuracy and crits and charge, and then waiting for the right time to get the secondary charge on a powerful ranged art, and then just nuking the enemy. Even that still is like something that you have to work towards, because for a build like that, there's a lot of downtime, right? You know, because you have to wait for the arts to charge up, and because the arts can be spread across both your range and your melee weapon, there can be instances where like you're like waiting for your shit to come back online so that you can do your damage. But with the evasion builds, like, all that goes out the window, because all you have to do is... With the evasion build, that goes out the window because all you have to do is spam your buffs so that they have near 100% uptime, and that's it. You can't be touched, right? And like, once you get started, it's really easy to keep it up, and it's like very flexible build too, because you can mix and match, because arts are tied to weapons. So once you like master the weapons and can sort of mix and match whatever weapons you want, it's very easy to like interchange out. Like, say for example you need a lot of ether damage or elemental damage rather than physical, you can swap out the dual swords for like cycle launchers, and then keep the dual swords for stuff like Ghost Factory and Ghost Walker or Shadow Walker, which are arts that are tantamount to that are tantamount to the evasion builds, without really sacrificing anything. You can fine-tune it. Again, that's different from a lot of other builds where where every part of it has to like work together in some way. So like, if you're facing for example, if you're running like a melee focused build where all your damage is coming from your melee attacks, and and you're running like and you're running and you're like trying to fight a tyrant with like a thermal weakness, you have to like adjust all your gear and your skills and your arts and stuff to make sure that you can account for whatever stat drops you lose from having to switch to a thermal weapon, because in general thermal weapons tend to be like lower stat line, with the caveat that they deal fire damage. But with evasion builds, you don't have to worry about that, because you don't have a timer with your evasion buffs. That shit lasts forever. If you're like once you get decent at using overdrive, and oh no, my mouse just died. Okay, so, well, I'm gonna go put my mouse to charge, and I will resume my yapping then while I wait for this thing to charge back to a usable state. So, as I was saying, a lot of people say that, like, the Blast Fencer class line, which is the one that utilizes the Cycle Launcher and the Photon Saber, is sort of the least beginner-friendly class, or class line, and I tend to agree, even though I think both weapons are fucking sick. They are some of the coolest designs in general, but I do agree with the notion that they are probably the most demanding weapons, and that's really just because it's not very self-sufficient, and it doesn't really have that sort of carry factor that every other class sort of has. Because you have the first two classes, Samurai Duelist and Bastion Warrior, where they're just very balanced, and then Bastion Warrior is more so focused on like melee damage and tankiness, so that tankiness can sort of like help tide you over while you're trying to like build back up TP for overdrive, for example, if you fuck up. Then you have the middle ones. I already talked about Full Metal Jaguar. That is just like the easiest win button in your life. But even like Astral Crusader, which is my personal favorite class because it's sniper rifle and javelin, it's not the hardest thing in the world to learn that you need to like optimize your range damage, right? Because a lot of arts and skills are dedicated towards that. Like it gives you very few melee centric things. Like it gives you like 3 tools to work with it, and they're not that useful. It's very obvious that you're meant to like put everything into turning your bullets into fuck off and die bullets, right? And then the bottom right is sort of where the only support class is, which is Mastermind, which is the ray gun and the knife. The ray gun is kind of just like a sort of supplement. The real star of the show for that class is the knife, because the knife is where all the support arts are. So like the healing, the buffing, the debuffing, the barriers, like that's all there. That's with the knife, right? The shield kind of has pseudo support art, but if you need a support, you use the knife, right? Like the knife is just really good for that, especially once you like do some of the affinity missions to unlock new arts for it. Like for example, Arena's first affinity mission gives you the art Smooth Recovery, which is a party-wide heal that charges really fast and does a decent amount of healing. So if you build towards like being a heal bot, you can like basically just like bring your entire party back from the brink of the dead with one art, and that is like incredibly useful. And that's like not even like the most useful art in my opinion. There's a lot of other ones that are really strong. That's just one example, right? But then you get to Galactic Knight with the Cycle Launcher and the Photon Saber, where like Duelist, it's kind of balanced, but unlike Duelist, it's a lot more nuanced and difficult to understand. It has much more of a focus on elemental damage, which, unlike physical damage, is something that you sort of have to plan around. Not only that, but there's a lot more of a focus on like auras, not just auras, but like combos between arts. The skills are a lot more niche and situational compared to Duelist, where Duelist is just a lot of generally useful skills that will always apply because they usually buff your stats or are in so many situations that, like, there's almost no point where you ever feel like it's a waste to use it. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, I can play Mystia Izakaya using just my keyboard. So I'll just let that charge and we can continue on. But as I was saying, right? All that, and then... yeah, like I said, I think Blast Fencer is awesome, but in terms of viability, it's still good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not a bad class. Far from it, I think. I don't think there's really a such thing as a bad class because you're Cross, you're the strongest Xenoblade character in existence. There's not such a thing as a bad class. But I do think Blast Fencer is probably the least beginner friendly just because, again, it is like trying to be all, it's like well-rounded, but it's niche and it's difficult, nuanced. Compared to Duelist, which is just turn your brain off and spam arts whenever you can because you get rewarded for it because you're running assault rifle and longsword, baby. you little baby. Sorry, I shouldn't be mean. I just think it's so lame. All the interesting classes you could choose, and you choose the goddamn sword and assault rifle. So lame. But that's neither here nor there. Honestly, I'm hoping with Definitive Edition, I haven't gotten that far either. Because like I said, I basically just only been playing the I've basically just been exploring, and like I haven't even touched Chapter 4 yet. Like I can't take it. I can do it. I'm not gonna do it yet. That's how I feel like I wanna, which is not right now. But the point is, one of my big complaints with Xenoblade X originally is that you were forced to use Elma and Lynn in basically every party for every story mission. Well, no, I understand why. They appear in like basically every single cutscene. They're like the main. They're like part of the main character. They are the main characters, right? Alongside, you know, your OC. But you only have 4 party member slots, and there are so many like recruitable characters in the game that like only being able to use like one across the story, like it's just lame, you know. I'm hoping they remove that restriction. At least with Chapter 3, it looks like the restriction is gone. They don't force you to use a party member, at least from what I can tell. Unless like I'm missing something and they do, and I'm gonna be really sad if that's the case. But regardless, I just don't really like forced party members. And more than that, I don't like it when forced party members take up the majority of the slots. I can understand if it's like one slot, right? Where you just need a specific character because, you know, maybe it's like their introductory thing and you just want them to like show up so the player can like sort of get accustomed to them or at least get familiar with them. You know, give them the option to say later, hey, you're kind of cool. I liked you when you showed up. I think I'll stick with you for a bit. It's another thing if it's like Xenoblade X where we're like out of the entire cast of recruitable characters, you're only allowed to like bring one throughout the story with you. I'm just really hoping that's not the case. Remind me what that is of you, Medicine? think that's poison, but I could be wrong. It might be peculiar. No, wait, she doesn't even like peculiar. What am I saying? Talk so much I can actually start my throat, feel my throat starting to like dry up. I've never talked this much before, at once. I don't usually anyways. I guess I was just really excited because I spent so long playing Xenoblade X today that like, it was just kind of all I was thinking about. Sake. Kappa. Kappa Kappa, motherfucker. Okay. That's not premium, so I will make it premium myself. With the aptly named tuna. I had salmon for dinner tonight, and it was really good. I love fish. I love eating fish. Salmon in particular is my favorite fish to eat. Sorry, I know that came out of nowhere, but I just sort of thought about it again. Is this photogenic already? It is. Something about salmon that's just so satisfying to eat. At least in my opinion. Shit, she wants something Japanese! Remember, if you have the patience and you have the willpower, you can go anywhere in Mirror that you want. Even if it's really not a good idea for you to be there. Fuck it. You sure can. Or you don't need to be told that it's a bad idea. Let me reap the consequences of my own fucking actions. You know? Honestly, probably the most terrifying thing in Xenoblade X is like fighting like some normal ass monsters, and then all of a sudden you hear the fucking Tyrant theme start playing. That shit is like an instant like, oh fuck moment. There's like a visceral fear that happens when you encounter something like that. It's why it's always a gamble to give the AI AoE arts, because there is a non-zero chance that they will like let that AoE rock without considering the fact that there is a level 90 Tyrant like right there, and that thing will walk over and beat your ass for daring to disturb it. Honestly, that's really funny though. The fact that it happens like that. I also love how it's Xenoblade tradition for there to be a giant fucking monkey in the starting area that is way over leveled and will kill you if you look at it funny. Literally every single Xenoblade game has a giant monkey super boss, and I love the tradition so much. It is objectively one of the funniest traditions of that game, of like the entire series. There we go. She wants Japanese again. Praying to God she wants a cocktail. Thank God, I got the reads. Nice goal. Surely, like, by the time this night shift finishes, my charger will be done, right? Or my mouse will be done charging, right? Like, surely. My mouse charges surprisingly fast, even though it can last a pretty decent amount of time. Usually the only times when it like dies is just because I forget to charge it, because the thing genuinely just gives me no warning when it's like low on battery or anything like that. Genuinely none. I'll just be chilling, and then the thing will just be like, oh, no battery left, time to die. I just sat there like, oh my god. Like, at least my keyboard has the decency to like flash a light, like to like kind of flash it when it's getting close to like low on battery. My mouse doesn't even do that. Doesn't tell me shit. Motherfucker. Hey, Satori. Tango Tango, maybe? Oh, I got the reads, high alcohol, chillable, still counts. Low alcohol. It's funny. You think that'll save you. Suika spell card. That's Wriggle's Night spell card. Strength boosting. It's Great Grape Lemon. Can't believe my dummy brain forgot to look at what she wants. She wants soda. That's Tenchi's spell card. Sweet, no alcohol. Jeez, okay. What is it? Parse spell card. Oh dear God, Satori, what have you done? She's going even further beyond. Oh, there she goes. Too many witnesses. I guess there are 4 employees still left in the restaurant, so I guess it still works. Damn you, Marisa! One of these days. One of these days. Alright, let's grab my mouse. Hopefully this thing can survive the rest of the stream. Okay. Oh, Sakya has stuff for us to do. Okay. Alright, you know what this means. Gambling! Heck. Dang it. Bruh. Please, God. Yeah, we did it! That makes it all worth it, baby. All worth it. Okay. Oh, Mojito Spear. Holy crap, Lois. I'm in Fortnite. Oh, I don't even need to cook. I can just give her the mochi from Ringo. I made some small sweets. What do you think? They do taste good, but it's lacking that sense of adventure, says the person trying to bring sweets along. What even is this sense of adventure? I read about a snack in the outside world recently. That has a sense of adventure. What outside world snack? I think it's called dorayaki? That's an odd name. It's actually a confection where red bean paste is sandwiched between 2 pancake-like patties. It looks like 2 gongs merged together. I see. I'm not sure what you mean by sense of adventure, but it doesn't sound that hard to make. Let me give it a try. Miss Yuka, did you know a game where you collect lucky flowers has been popular in the village recently? Oh, hang on. Remembering this isn't easy, so I made a flower guide with the kids. Let's see. You're on rather good terms with human children. Human children know so many fun games to play. Okay, I'm gonna start. January's flower is the primrose. February's is the hoary stalk. March's is the forget-me-not. April's is the tulip. May's is the burr clover. June's is the pea flower. July's is the East Asian sage. August is the lily. September's is the cornflower. October's is the garden cosmos. November's is the daisy. And December's is the hyacinth. That would be hard for you to remember, wouldn't it? I wasn't aware you post so much stock in Lucky Charms. You even went out of your way to create a guide for it. That must have taken quite the effort. Nah, I believe that luck is a product of effort. I drew these because I thought you'd be interested in them, but I wasn't confident I could describe them myself. I appreciate it. I think it's very interesting. I heard something very interesting in the village today. Do you know what a lily of the valley means in the language of flowers? What is it? It means the return of happiness. Because you die of poison and happily return to your maker? No! It originated from something called Adam and Eve, I think. They listened to the lies of a serpent and ate the forbidden fruit, so the god protecting the forest vowed to kill the serpent. In the end, they both perished. What does that have to do with Lily? I'll get there. After that, on the cold earth where the god laid, a fragrant white flower resembling small bells, the lily of the valley, grew there. So, they say these flowers, with his blood and soul, is the embodiment of that god. According to the legend, if you give one of them to a good friend, the god of happiness will descend upon them. Are you the embodiment of a god, Lily? Oh, I see. What did she say? Yep, Lily's still Lily. I like the symbolism, though. You can have a lily, too. I appreciate it, but I think it's better to have them only grow here. Let's invite these two, then. And we'll head to the floating needle castle tonight. The shiny needle castle. Don't you ever feel lonely staying here all the time? Why would I be? Why would I be? I have Lily to keep me company. You should see what Gensoka has to offer from time to time. Lily has a lot to offer, too. I brought in a lot of new ingredients lately. Want to give them a try? Are they poisonous? I can make them poisonous. I'll be there. Miss Yuka, having to take care of the flowers every day must not be easy. Taking care of the flowers I am not. I am simply enjoying some sun with them. Well, holding an umbrella? You've been staring at the flowers all day. Why not come to my Izakaya for a drink or two at night? During the day, the flowers vie for beauty. At night, they enjoy tranquil silence. Both are sights to behold. Really? Sometimes leaving and coming back will give you fresh new perspective. You're right. I'll leave for a little while then. Let's see. This is veggies. And we get 9 full moons Eve out of it. We need many full moons Eve in our battle against Marisa Kirisame. Alright, Shiny Needle Castle, here we come. I just realized the description for the ordinary Yumi cupcake, a small snack containing a surprising amount of calories. And remember, don't overdo it. Watch your calories. Don't you tell me how many calories I need, bitch. It's so funny because like in the context of the stream, they were reading off like chat text conversations for like I think it was like some kind of ARG-esque thing. Like they were just reading texts for like some piece of media, but in the webcam, Batpat he turns around, he turns his head to face his wife, and he says that with such gusto. I've never heard such genuine passion behind a line read as that, and it makes it one of the funniest things I've ever heard. It lives in my head rent-free, to be honest. And I'm glad. I want it to live there forever. It's hilarious. Good with alcohol and high alcohol. Trout, flour, honey. Hi, Sukuna. It's time to feed Yoshika. Is that meat? It might be. Pork, truffle, lamprey, lunar herb. Pork, truffle, lamprey, lunar herb. And then... I don't think small portion works because it has 5. Desserts can heal a soul, but also I need you to try the dorayaki. Bread, bean, egg, flour. Flour, egg, and then all the way down here is red bean. No, that's plum. This is red bean. Oh yeah, she wants soda. I almost forgot. Power boosting. Shroud, flour, honey. That small portion, low alcohol. Egg, flour, red bean. This is not inherently small portion. Alright, well, at least I can make it so. Hey, Seija. Peculiar. Honey peach pork. Well, everything needs the frying pan. Damn. Hi, Koichi. Well, I could actually, hang on. Mid-alcohol. Pork, peach, honey. Peculiar. Sticky rice, red bean, cultural heritage. Hi, Yuka. Flour, udon, flour, lunar herb cream. Mild. Flour, lunar herb cream. Flour. The other flour. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Okay, whatever. Mild. Okay, you get this, you get that, you get this. And drink. High alcohol. What is it? Isn't it trout, peach, flour? Okay. Peculiar. That's plum, not okay. Dun, 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 dun. Modern drink. Flour. Hello? That was weird. Flour, lunar herb. Dew? No. Honey? No. Peach? No. Udon? No. Cream? Okay, cream. Cool. It was cream. Mild. Alcohol. Pork, peach, honey. Peculiar, go with alcohol. Oh, it already is. Cool. Well, whatever. Soda. I'm eating things raw. Well, I think the big thing is you're not supposed to do that, Koichi, but what do I know? Let's just make it raw and peculiar. Hey, Kagero. Meat. Vintage. You. Okay. Mid-alcohol. Shochu. Sake. Peculiar soda. Alright. Get hyper mode back and feed Yoshika. As usual. Hot food, okay. Hot. Is there anything hot and strength boosting? Does she like that? She does. Chili, cheese beef. I don't know, maybe she'll like it. Kirby, did you put in all the chili peppers? It's over. I had one customer left and I turned him into a flamethrower. What was it, the dish you gave Chief Booker? He blasted off like a rocket ship. I don't know how to feel about the fact that there are some Kirby Right Back at You episodes I remember almost in their entirety. Sometimes I do wonder what is wrong with me. Yeah. I suppose for some people that's not the weirdest thing, huh? But I don't know. Kogasa? What is she doing here? Hello? Kogasa jump scare. She requires power. No alcohol. Strength boosting. Fruity drink. Getting filthy rich off of an Izakaya. Good plan. Well, I mean, I can't say you're wrong there, Seija. To be honest, I really can't. 602,000 yen. Now I'm curious. Let me convert that to USD. I'm curious. 602,356. 602,356 yen to USD. That's $4,000. Damn. Small things like Lily are cute, right? Give it home cooking. Okay. Chillable. I got a lot of progress done on medicine. That's good. What? Oh, Saki's washi. New day in game, you know what that means. Yeah, bud. Yo, jackpot! Jackpot again! A green pot. Jackpot! 2 jackpots in a day? Alright, you know what? I'll take it. 2 jackpots in a day? That's a win. That's a W. I am happy with this outcome. I am at peace with myself. Because I have gambled. Let's head up to the Shiny Needle Castle to talk to the two. Miss Asia, I'm here to get feedback for the braised pork with peach. Hats off to you. I wasn't expecting fruit and meat to taste good, but I never expected it to work that well together. Some of my guests told me that in some regions, this seems to be a traditionally home-cooked dish. Yes, they work too well together. So much so that people don't get the feeling of overturning. In my eyes, this is a failed experiment. But you seem to really enjoy it. Well, what's that have to do with anything? Why do you have the words "this side down" written on your flag? Good question. You often see words like "this side up" on boxes and the like, right? It tells you which orientation the object is in, so you don't put it upside down. Why can you not put it upside down? Huh? I guess it's to not damage the object, generally speaking. During transport, the object is sealed inside a box when no one can see. Don't you think blaming all damages on overturning is a bit sloppy? Well, if it weren't overturned, well, would the object not be damaged for sure? I don't think that has an answer. To this day, whether Schrodinger's cat is alive or not is still a mystery. Yet these same people undoubtedly assume that the damage to the object is caused by overturning. What is that if not arrogance? Since everyone believes this side up is the rule, my rule shall be this side down. Whatever floats your boat. I'm impressed. You managed to create the dorayaki solely based on this description. Does it resemble what you saw in your book? How does it taste? Exactly the same. The rich fragrance of egg, the cushion-like taste, the delicate skin and creamy filling, it all comes together to form an exquisite flavor. Seems like you like it a lot. The Gadget Cat from the future brings dorayaki with him on every adventure, so I've always been curious about its taste. Thanks for making me wish to come true. Huh. Okay. So that's what you meant by a serious sense of adventure. Miss Yomaru, that knapsack on you. Are you finally going on a journey? Oh, no. This is just practice. Practice for what? How to handle my knapsack when I go on a journey. Do you even need to practice that? Of course I do. The weight, the cloth, how it's tied, all of these will affect the quality of my adventure. The devil's in the details, as they say. I need to be prepared for anything. Okay. Invite. Invite. Grab 3 flowers. Oh, hi Sukuna. I didn't even realize she was here yet. Desserts can heal a soul. Red bean, egg, and flour. Let's make it photogenic real quick. There we go. Soda. Feed, Yoshika. Get stronger. Is that R bursting? It is. Okay, so boar meat, pork. Photogenic. With a salty small portion. Koishi. 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 Bravery, resilience. I think that's cultural heritage. This and then this. Here's your soda. Sukuna dislikes large portion. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's refreshing, I'm pretty sure. What the fuck does that mean again, Koishi? I don't even remember. Wait. Oh wait, I need to talk to Sagahime. I keep forgetting. Shit. I think it's either... I think it's Dreamy. I think it's Dreamy. Alcohol. Greasy, dry. Let's get everyone's drinks out, then I can worry about what they want to eat. So if I work under the assumption this is dreamy, then I could put this, and this should work. And I'll throw in some salt in there. I know she can't take much, so flour, egg. And this to make it small portion, that should be fine. Greasy, I'll get back to you. Also, he did not go well. I think I'll get back to you too. Almost everything relies on these two. Koishi, Sukuna. Okay, so this is greasy, that's good. This should work for her. Refreshing. Butter, cream, grape, Nikio nut, and then refreshing with ice cube like though. Oh shoot. I keep clicking the wrong thing. That's not good. It's not like it wastes that much time, but still, I'd rather not. I'd rather not be stupid and just get things done right away. Refreshing. Cultural heritage. Just grab the lunar herb. I think that's aura bursting. I'm pretty sure it has to be. So pork, let's go with pork. All of these are premiums. Well, no, except this one. This one's not. Trout chili. It's popular though, so I think she won't like that. But there's only so much I can do. So peculiar. Peculiar and greasy, I suppose. Mid-alcohol. That's mountain delicacy, I'm pretty sure. Got this. Yeah, of course she dislikes such popular stuff. It's Seja. What would Seja be if she did? Alcohol. Honey beach pork. Alright, Yoshika. Num num time. Shit, I forgot about medicine spell card. I keep forgetting about it. Oh no. Crab, cream, home cooking meat. Need alcohol. Flour, lunar, or cream. New, eh? Pumpkin, lotus, tuna, bing D, lunar. Pumpkin, lotus, bing D. Lunar. Not cream. Flour? No. Not butter. Not bamboo. Bamboos. Not sweet potato. Not pine cone. Grape. Not tofu. No. 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 Not chestnut. Not cheese. Lemon. Cream. Wait, what is it? It's tuna! Oh my god. Japanese. She wants Japanese. She always does this. Every time. Aikogasa. Chillable. Photogenic. That's already photogenic. Cool. Just make it sweet. Fresh. No, I keep accidentally clicking right click first. Damn it. Oh my god. Suika. Western. Kaguya? Kaguya. Sake, okay. Fuck, okay, I guess Kaguya's here now. Strength boosting. True. Chenchi starts saying, hello. I got jump scared by Kogasa earlier. I didn't think she could show up here. Yuka. Hi, Marisa. This goes to you, this goes to you. Sake. How much progress did we make on Yuka? We did it! We reached level 5 with Yuka! Yay! We did it. Alcohol. And sweet. And drink. Doya! Doya! Japanese. Is there anything that's these two? Perhaps. Pork, truffle, lamprey, lunar herb. Pork, truffle, lamprey, lunar herb. High alcohol, as usual. Cultural heritage, which means it'll have to be 2 lunar herbs for you. Sake. But that's not what I meant to do. Here you go, Kaguya. Give me back my darn hyper mode. There we go. Damn it, Marisa! Ugh. I always get so close. It's so tantalizingly close. I can't take it. Okay. Oh yeah, I think I forgot to do that. Whoopsies. Oh well, we can do it today. In-game. Gambling. Yo. Alright. Good start. Great start. Okay, okay, okay. I like where this is going. Dang it. Come on, come on. Yeah! Yeah, baby! You know what? That's fine. Two giga jackpots in one day. Alright, alright. I like that a lot. Especially because we got 2 mojito spheres and a single pull. It's beautiful. Truly, it's a thing of beauty. Hina, Komachi, Yoshika. Why do you collect so many useless tools, Miss Asia? Their uselessness is only temporary. When the time is right, they may yet display shocking potential. When the time is right? If the miracle mallet regains power, these tools will be able to come alive. What? Become alive? Could you be saying they'll turn into Tsukumogami? Indeed, such is the power of the mallet. With the mallet, overturning Gensokyo is definitely within the realm of possibility. I feel like you're doing something very dangerous. You've only just realized? Reading adventure stories again, Monsieur Nyomaru? Wanna read too? I won't understand anything from these outside world books. That's fine. If it catches your interest, I can tell it to you. This story starts the king's son. When the queen gave birth to him, she was kidnapped by a demon lord. So even as a young child, he followed in his father's footsteps, embarking on an adventure to save his mother. It was a grueling journey, and along the way, his father sacrifices himself in order to save him. The protagonist himself was also captured by demons and forced into labor for 10 years. This story isn't for the faint of heart, huh? But he didn't give up. When he escaped, he was already in the prime of his youth, so he re-embarked on his journey to slay demons. As expected of a hero chosen by the heavens, with such fierce determination, he must have been able to defeat the demon lord. No, he didn't inherit the blood of a hero. Huh? After countless arduous battles, he led his wife and partners and finally defeated the demon lord. While he wasn't chosen by the heavens, he's undoubtedly a true hero. What a noble hero. He certainly is an amazing person. Hello, Miss Yuka! Goodness, you even scared the birds away. That's quite the loud voice you have. A couple more birds like you and we could forget about ever sleeping in this garden. This is nothing. My partner is a Yamabiko. Now that's what I call loud. That wasn't a compliment, you know. It's fine. I don't mind. I'm here today because I wanted to give you this. What is it? It's a VIP ticket for my concert. Do you need me to remind you? There's not even a date here. That's because I'm not sure when I'll be able to hold my concert. Huh? But it will be held one day. It having no date means that no matter the time, you're welcome as long as it's one of my concerts. Well now, that's interesting. The current you and the way you were when we first came here are like two different people. I was a bit fearful of you back then. I mean, you are such a powerful yokai. Oh? You're telling me I'm not as powerful as you imagined? Stop it, Miss Yuka! Don't scare me like that! Now I know you're a kind-hearted and gentle powerful yokai. Seldom am I described like that. Everyone knows how powerful you are, Miss Yuka, but your gentleness is only known to the people who are always around you, like me. You know, actually, I worked up the courage to approach you not just because of Regal's request. I only noticed after a long time. Did you change your appearance? When I saw you at the shrine a while back, you had short hair, didn't you? You've only noticed now. I feel like after changing your appearance, the vibe you give off has changed too. That long, waterfall-like hair makes you seem a lot more gentle. Is one's gentleness merely decided by the length of one's hair? I don't mean that. I'm just curious why you decided to keep your hair long all of a sudden. To be frank, there is a reason behind it. What? I know I said it with disdain just now, but I did do it to make myself appear more gentle. Huh? You actually care what people think of you, Miss Yuka? No, I couldn't care less. Then why? I simply don't wish for the flowers to be lonely because of me. Flowers? I get it. Because of those rumors about the tyrant of the garden, humans here fear you so much they don't come around here. So, in order for the flowers to be admired, do you want to change the impression humans have of you? Indeed, I don't care what the outside thinks of me, but I care about the hearts of flowers. Hearts of the flowers? Because perhaps this is why I allowed you to open a shop in the garden. They work so hard to bloom. Their hearts, full of dreams, should not be buried in a corner. But, as I expected, humans wouldn't change their impression of me just because I have longer hair. I only did it on a whim in any case, so I expected as much. But I feel like the garden is beginning more and more visitors. That's because you opened a shop nearby. You are the one who breathed life into this garden. The flowers are grateful to you too. I wanted to give you this tonight, but now that we're here, you can have it a bit early. Whoa! A skirt made of flowers? It's so pretty! It's the flowers' way of thanking you. But wouldn't the flowers wither away very quickly? How do you think I became the flower master of the 4 seasons? The ability to manipulate flowers entails letting withered flowers bloom again, as well as letting flowers bloom forever. In other words, this is a skirt made of never withering flowers? Alongside you are the wishes of those flowers. I hope you treasure their feelings. Gosh, thank you so much. I'll treat them well. I promise. Birds and flowers have been used as themes for poems and art since ancient times. May you adorn each other's dreams. Wow, there's a lot of things that she dislikes that we never found out, huh? Hot, salty, Japanese filling? And she doesn't like Japanese food. Huh. I mean, I guess I never gave her anything that's Japanese. We also can see what her punishment spell card is. Final Spark. With a gentle smile, Yuka walks to the topmost position of where she was seated and blows up every table in this column with a magical blast. These tables cannot be repaired for that night. All tables, guests seated at these tables will be scared away. Oh! I love the Yu-Gi-Oh card of her reward spell card, and then just the very simple blows things up. It's horrifying in a way, but also really funny. Very close to medicine, too. Gratitude of flower. A dress woven with fresh flowers. These flowers have been adorned with the Mistress of Flowers magic, so they will never wither. Wait, this already looks super cute. Oh, it's like a sundress! Oh my god. Every single outfit has been absolutely beautiful. Or adorable. Give me a second, chat. I'll be right back. I'm back. And I'm keeping this outfit. It's too cute. It's getting hot again tonight. And I hate it. It was nice and cold earlier today and earlier this week too. And all of a sudden it's becoming hot and bothersome again. I need to change out of this, long sleeve shirt into like a t-shirt. I don't know how anyone can stand it when it's too hot. It is actually awful. Ugh. I'm pretty sure if I go to the south, I'll actually just melt into a puddle, like beneath your feet. I'll be Chenchi Puddles by the end of the day. Guarantee it. Oh. Wait a minute. Let's go fishing. Do not slurp up the Chenchi juice. You will probably get brain damage. Oh, treasure chest. Cause I got wine. Alright. 12 salmons. Well. Seija... I guess Kaguya can show up here whenever she wants. I don't know why, but she sure can. Kaguya. Kaguya is already here. Alright. I feel like Kaguya is just becoming like the funniest rare customer. This is twice now that she's been involved in some shenanigans. Lord, I can never forget about the Kaguya army. Let's get her sake. Let's get you your mid-alcohol. Let's get you the peach. Pork flour, honey? Right. Peculiar. Let me give it to Seija first, so that way her animation takes up time that Kaguya can restore more of. Aura bursting. Trout and chili. Peculiar. I make it go with alcohol? I can. Vintage, resilience. That's cultural heritage, I'm pretty sure. Red bean. Oh, it's in the frying pan, that's why. Shochu. No. This. I could get a... Okay, you, then you. It's so satisfying seeing all the pinks. Hi, Koishi. Raw, salty. Mid-alcohol. Despised by others. Alright, I'm trying to check what her bond budget is, I forgot. Whoops. That's, photogenic. Salt. Something bitter. Just Japanese. Okay, hyper mode. Soda and R bursting. Bitter, poison, or sweet. Pretty sure that's sweet. Yeah. Meat and neat. Shochu and strength boosting. Small portion, and then cultural heritage should work. Unabata cream. Inkiona. What's the last thing? Grape. Then add in red tune for poison. Let's do that. Oh, hi. Hi, Kogasa. Fruity drink, and that's photogenic. Small portion and then sweet. butter, cream, whipped cream. No, not do. No, it's ginkgo nut. I don't know how I keep forgetting it's ginkgo nut. Vintage. So I think here, egg, flour, red bean, plum. Home cooking. Here's your ice cream smoothie for your vintage drink. Japanese. Imagine asking for like a vintage drink and you're expecting like some like classical, well-made, like very authentic like alcohol to go with your meal and you get a fucking ice cream smoothie. I accidentally gave Suika's dish to Kageru. Oh. Oh well. Honestly, that's pretty funny. I'll just do it here so I can get it instantly. There we go. Pretty photogenic. Oh, there's still so much of the night left because of Kaguya. That's right. God damn, Kaguya's spell card is absurd. Battle Once Marissa's wallet wages on. Oh, Aya. Hi, Noe. Rotten. So. Pumpkin, lotus, tuna, pink D. Okay, remote. So we're just gonna wait, but not meat. This does not have meat in it. Mushroom, rutabaga, cream. What was the last thing? Heart-throbbing surprise. Honey. Throw some meat. Why? I forget what that's supposed to be from you, Noe. Is that supposed to be peculiar? Gudambada, cream, mushroom, honey. Neat. $54,000. Nice. Alright. Know what that means? Heck. Yeah. Darn. Oh man. Well, whatever. I will not forget to talk to Wakasaki Hime. She has like a relationship, and she shows up here on the special guest. Peculiar. Alright, let's head to the Garden of the Sun then. You're looking happy today. Did something interesting happen? Just now, a human thought I was just a doll and even dared to touch me. I made his hand rot away in seconds. It's not funny? I've actually wanted to ask you this for a long time now. Why do you hate humans so much? Is it because you were once abandoned by them? That's humans for you. One moment they give you the world, next they throw you away like trash. Their love, like their life, is fickle. Nothing worth putting your trust in. Maybe their fickle life is precisely why their love and hate can change so quickly? That's no reason at all. A pet's life is much shorter, yet it remains loyal to its owner for eternity. I don't believe all humans love the new and hate the old. Why do you always make excuses for them? Are you friends with humans? I guess humans are my guests too, after all. An accomplice of those despicable humans is no friend of mine. Huh? You choose humans over me in a heartbeat, wouldn't you? You're just like them. Don't be mad. I'm not making any excuses. Liar. I never imagined humans hurt you that much. Now that I think about it, you are still a newly born yokai. Those painful memories must still be like yesterday for you, so I am at fault for speaking up for humans. Huh? Hey, did you know? This meadow actually has a name. Its name is Nameless. The Nameless, hell. It has a name, yet it's still named Nameless. Do you know why? Why? Because this was once the Land of the Abandoned. Land of the Abandoned? Where have I heard that name before? Infants with no names were abandoned in this poisonous meadow, where they would pass on in their sleep. Their corpses will be eaten by yokai, and no trace of their existence will remain. That can't be true! That was a long time ago. Due to its dark past, little to no humans come to this place. Even yokai stopped coming here after a while. Thus, this land became a land forgotten by Gensokyo. Nameless land. It's only been a few years since you became a yokai. How do you know all this? Lily told me. Humans and yokai may have forgotten, but those memories will forever be etched into this land, becoming the soil that nourishes the meadow. No, that's not right. What? I remember now. There were rumors about a land of the abandoned before. The infants there would be taken in by mischievous yokai. Uh-huh. You're still a newly born yokai, so you don't know. Long ago, before Gensokyo was surrounded by the barrier, life was hard for humans and yokai alike. Parents didn't want to see the death of their own child, so they thought, maybe, by leaving them here, they could turn into yokai and live on. When Gensokyo was enveloped by the barrier some 100 years ago, humans and yokai can now live in relative comfort. Not a lot of people remember what happened in the past. If it weren't for a certain friend of mine who keeps bringing up her past hardships, I can't say I'd remember either. We're very lucky to be able to live in the current Gensokyo medicine. If you keep letting the past weigh you down, you'll find it hard to move forward. How about you leave the past behind? How am I supposed to leave it behind? Like, you could find a dream and do your best to strive towards it? My dream is to have my very own concert, so even despite the hardships, I'm as happy as ever. My sweat and tears are signs that I'm getting closer to my dream. When the day finally comes, you can join the party too. I'll leave the best seat for you. Well, in that case, I have a dream too. Really? What is it? That is, to liberate all dolls from the hands of humans. Yeah, you do have a dream. But I still haven't found a doll that's willing to join my cause. Dolls that can freely move around like you are pretty rare. But no matter what, I refuse to give up. That's why I'll leave the Nameless Hill. I'll visit new places and discover new possibilities. Well said. Good luck. You'll always have my support. Thank you. Lily told me you always run around gathering ingredients. I can help you gather ingredients too while I search for more friends. Wow, thank you so much. With the power of dreams, nothing can stop us. Let's strive towards our dreams together. Yep, we'll do it together. So, about humans. I still hate them, but I could lower the dosage in the future. Well, it's a start. Let's see what your punishment spell card is, medicine. Oh, okay. Okay, so it gets rid of this. The melancholic poison tag is added when cooking dishes. Guests who consume this tag will not make follow-up orders. I see. Oh, right, because of this. Right. Medicine, if you're headed out today, can I ask you to collect some ingredients for me? Sure. Friends, ingredients, I'll find them all. Do you know a lot about the lunar capital and the Lunarians, Miss Asia? What makes you think that? When you came up with the recipe for peach braised pork, you had them in mind, right? Ah, I see. I thought you... Me? Nothing. Speaking of, doesn't the lunar capital have a goddess of reversal? She sounds just like you. Sagume of the lunar capital and me originally share the same race, yet our fates are completely different. Huh? The same race? Ame no Sagume and Ame no Jaku are both born for reversing. We were the one and the same a long time ago. Now look at us. The Ame no Sagume's top brass of the lunar capital, looking down on the surface dwellers, thinking of us as ants. No, even less than ants. And Seija Kijin is a pariah eking out a living in the surface's shadows. I think your personality has something to do with it too. If you weren't so adamant about revolting everything against everything and conform to... Conform? And Amano Jaku doesn't know the meaning of conform. With no one other than you would do something that benefits no one at all. You have the gall to say it benefits no one? You haven't the foggiest idea how people like us, people with no strength, were abused in the past, do you? I'm a very, very weak yokai, but I don't feel like I've been abused. What do you know? Branded evil just for not having power. Abused, yet unable to complain. Disgraced, yet no one hears you out. And all those painful memories they gave me. I'm not overtending Gensokyo because I feel like it. No, it is for revenge. I'm sorry. I had no idea. I shouldn't have said that without knowing your past. It's fine. I'm already used to it. You think I'd say that? No, Empathy is a farce created by those who are cared for. It doesn't exist in this world. Why do you get riled up all the time? I didn't mean it at all. Because I'm not used to it. Everything. Injustice, oppression. I'll never be used to it. Okay. Are you hungry by any chance? A bit. I'll treat you to something nice, so please calm down. I'll think about it, I guess. Yeah, wait right here. I'll be right back. I'm always flabbergasted when I come here. You know, why is this castle upside down? That's because of the power of this mallet I hold. Is this the mallet Mystia wants to get her hands on? It is. When Izakaya exterminated the Oni, he obtained their sacred treasure, the miracle mallet, able to fulfill any and all wishes. Whoa, can it really fulfill any wish? Of course, but it's still a treasure of the Oni. An equivalent price must be paid for every wish. Izakaya knew this well, so aside from wishing for a normal body, he didn't use the miracle mallet ever again. With such a small wish, it's hard to imagine that being the reason Angelings is in such a wretched state. Times change. The Shining Needle Castle is how it is now because one of our ancestors who inherited the miracle mallet broke the taboo and used it for his own selfish desires. With the mallet in hand, he made one final wish. I want to build a luxurious castle and rule over the people. Wait, could this castle be? That's right, it's the castle we're in right now, Shining Needle Castle. The miracle mallet's power was finally used up. Then tragedy struck. The entire castle turned upside down. The castle, along with the entire Inchling race, were confined to a world where no one would step foot in. So that's what happened. For a wish too big, its price could rear its head before the wish itself was granted. The Inchlings finally realized this and sealed the miracle mallet once more. If it's been sealed, why is it on you? That's because it's been such a long time since the incident with the mallet. No one amongst the Inchlings would talk of the past anymore, so I was left in the dark. Until Seija found me. She told me of all the humiliation the Inchlings had suffered, the mallet's power, and the yokai Gensokyo who were responsible for our humiliation. I thought she was telling the truth, so we swore to take revenge. Thus I used the mallet's power. Seija does possess a silver tongue. She couldn't have gathered so many delinquents otherwise. Speaking of Seija, I've never understood why you turn a blind eye to all the trouble she causes in your castle. Turning a blind eye? Is that what you think I'm doing? You should know more than anyone. You might as well call this a delinquent hideout instead of the Inchling's castle. Even so, due to our bodies, we Inchlings aren't exactly strong, and we don't have a lot of people we can call friends. If they go, so will we. To have friends of other races is rare, and we are very happy to have them. Perhaps to the rest of the world, Seija is just a self-serving Amanojaku who has a way with words. Even if she wants to deceive me, the way she talked about the weak fighting back, taking down their oppressors and taking control of their own lives, it moved me. And no one understands me more than she does. She is my very first friend, so I'm a bit sympathetic. I'm not good at telling stories, but I can make you a dish that paints a story. I'm your friend too. Mystia. I mean it. Wait here. I'll make it for you right now. Dummy. I never said you weren't. How many dishes are they expecting me to make? 10? I guess 9. Still, 4 with the wonderful tag. And then 5 with the wonderful tag. And 5. Cultural heritage. Damn, this is the best I can do. Pretty interesting dish you've made this time, right? People say these dishes are out of this world all the time. Out of this world. Have you heard of molecular gastronomy? No. Those lunarians despise desires related to appetite. So fooling themselves into believing they're pursuing a higher state of being, they invented something called molecular gastronomy. Fooling themselves? Molecular gastronomy isn't something I'm knowledgeable in either, but all it seems like is disguising something as something. Disguising something as something? Like food that looks exactly like a peach but isn't actually a peach. Huh? What is it then? It can be whatever, as long as it's not a peach. Why go through the trouble when you can just eat a peach? That was just an example. You are right though. That's what the lunar capital is. A false, closed-minded utopia devoid of any freedom. Well, even so. What? The look on your face, I'm guessing you want to give it a shot? Obviously I want to try cooking something that's out there, but I still need to understand it first though. Lunar Capital's technology is substantially more powerful than the surface's. It seems like that goes for the cooking too. You've been with me for a while now. Haven't I given you a little bit of my ambition? No revolutionary ideals spinning in your head? Even if I do, there's no way it'd work. It's not entirely out of the question. What? I got this from... Look, just know that I have a molecular gastronomy recipe with me. What? Please let me have a look. Suit yourself. I don't get the meaning behind all these steps, but if I follow the recipe, it should work, shouldn't it? Mystia, could I borrow this recipe for a bit? I picked this up because it looked like it goes against the natural order of the world. Never thought someone would actually be able to make it. So this is the advanced technology those Lunarians are so proud of. What a joke. Keep the paper. Just promise me you'll make it no matter what. Thank you. I'll do my best. Peculiar dish indeed. Let me read medicines. Here are the ingredients. Thanks. Have you found any dolls to keep you company? No, but I'll try even harder next time. What does she give us? 6 honey, 4 flour for red tune, 10 plums, 10 tomatoes, 10 radishes, grapes, lunar herbs, Negroni, Wen Priestess, and Sparrow Sages, and Dasani. Wow, this is powerful. This will be the last shift of the night. Oh, Sage is already here. Nice. Bamboo, flour, plum, Iberico pork, and truffle. She wants something hot, but I can't really make that because I need to make this for her. So, bamboo, flour, Iberico pork, plum, truffle. I promise you guys, when I upgrade my computer and I get like an Elgato, I will like find like a long stretch of time to like stream Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition. I so badly want to like play the game and then gush about it. Like play it. There's so many things like that. So many games I love so much, and I really want to like be able to just demonstrate how much I love these kinds of games, because I really do. And I mean, from what I understand, you guys like hearing me talk about it. Unlike a lot of other experiences in my life, you guys actually seem to like it when I talk a lot, so, you know. It makes me happy that that's the case, you know? It really does. This whole streaming thing, the entire time that I've been streaming and seeing how much support and enjoyment you guys have been getting out of this, it does make me happy in a way that I can't explain besides just that it does. What are my thoughts on the Switch 2 Direct? Kirby Air Ride 2. That is that is the one thing that I will love the most about it. It does look really good. It almost doesn't feel real. Like, am I the only one who got the vibe that, like, Mario Kart World kind of doesn't, like, it kind of has the vibe of, like, a fake game? Like, oh, this is oh yeah, the new Mario Kart, it'll be called, like, Mario Kart World, and you'll be able to, like, grind on, like, rails, and you'll be able to play as, like, enemies, like Goombas, and you'll be able to play as, like, a cow, and you'll be able to dress up, and, like, you'll be able to, like, do free roam, you'll be able to drive around wherever you want, and your car will be able to, like, turn into a boat. Yeah, you know? Like, that's not a bad thing. I think that's kind of the appeal, but I agree, yeah. I feel like these kind of big changes are necessary for something like Mario Kart, where for so long, because I think about, like, the Mario Kart titles that are kind of, like, the most standout to a lot of people, and they're the ones that, like, really changed up the formula. You have Double Dash with, like, the two characters on a cart. You have Wii, which introduced bikes and a lot of system changes. Heck, like, and then you think about the ones that tend to, like, fall under the radar, like Super Circuit, where it's like, it's not necessarily because the game is terrible, but it's just, it doesn't really do anything different, you know? I feel like that's kind of the thing people were worried about with, when people were thinking about Mario Kart 9, like, the lead up, right? Which is, like, how do you make it, how do you go from 8, right? I think a lot of people kind of thought 8 was gonna be, or rather, they're kind of worried about how exactly 8 Deluxe 2, yeah. 8 Deluxe having, like, the booster pack and all that. I think it's super based that they're getting rid of card customization. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me personally. I really don't like card customization. At least I don't like it compared to, like, pre-designed card designs. I feel like a lot of cards kind of just look worse than if they were just pre-designed, right? Like, right? You understand, yeah. It's like, oh, the card will feel like yours. Not really. I just kind of hope the wings will, like, play better than gliders did. Gliders kind of were ugly. There were very few that I feel like looked good, but I kind of just hope that they play better. That's my main hope. I don't, because I didn't really like how they were at 8. In 7 they were fine because there was a lot of nuance you could do with how you controlled it. You could, like, gain a lot of height. That made gliders, like, actually interesting to play with. In 8 it was just glorified, like, it was just glorified falling. It wasn't really interesting. So I'm hoping wings will be, like, actually mechanically interesting. even if it's just essentially just going more akin to how gliders were back in 7, that's fine by me, you know? That's still better than 8 and 8 Deluxe's glider system. Hey, hi. What's up? Lay it on me. What's up? Not much, right? Besides just like... So the objective answer is like her mother's. But if we're counting like the rest of her family alongside Elena, I think any of her immediate friends, but especially like, but also like, hi Oz, I would say also, but mostly like either, I would say especially Felix. I think Felix is the answer. I'm pretty sure that's cultural heritage for you. They are? The feathers are in the main full? I'm kind of hoping like because we saw like how like drivers can like go on like like rails, and like there's seemingly more verticality with the courses, like we saw with like the part of the trailer where Mario was flipping between like the bridges, like the sides of the bridge. Like they're playing with more verticality. I think that alone justifies feathers. Because I feel like a lot of Mario Kart tracks kind of inherently don't really play with like the height, but Mario Kart World course design seems to like really be messing with it. Yeah, I kind of get that. I feel like forcing yourself to like recreate old tracks without having a good idea of how you can make it unique and interesting just kind of feels lame. Like, I don't think many people like enjoy playing on like donut plains or like basically any SNES or Super Circuit course, besides the times where they like take those courses and like completely reinvent them. Like those times are cool, but they're the exception, not the norm. Which sucks because it really feels like it should, you know. Would you believe me if I said I had the exact same thoughts? I would believe you. I don't think that's too absurd to think about, but I am curious how you came to that conclusion. If you want to talk about it, of course. Low alcohol. Oh, so I was getting it completely wrong. That was not cultural heritage. This is cultural heritage. So then what the heck was I answering before? I genuinely don't know, but it seems to work out, so I guess I can't complain too much, can I? Also, Aya's not here. Why am I continuing cooking crabs? Materno drink. I like retro courses when they really do feel like evolutions of what we got before. Like Mario Circuit in 8, or like the Bowser's Castle from the Booster course, where they just felt like completely new courses, right? But I feel like if it's just the course again, and it's one thing if the original course was like already an interesting layout, or had interesting ideas behind it, or was just fun to play with. Right. Right. So you kind of just like, it was like all new and then all old. It was kind of, yeah. I mean, from what we saw in Mario Kart World, it seems to be the sort of mixed approach. Like there will be some new courses per cup and then retro courses per cup. Which I'm not sure how I feel about that just yet, but it's not the worst thing, I suppose. In my opinion, right? This is just my opinion as a shitter who, as a shitter who like loves Mario Kart video games. I like when the retro. Oh shoot! I made the wrong dish. But I like it when the retro courses like give me a new experience, whether that's a different atmosphere or like a different gimmick or maybe like an altered layout. Just a different experience, right? Because I shouldn't be playing a course and just thinking to myself, man, I could just be playing, like, the other video game. I especially feel this with, like, Mario Kart DS retro tracks, because if I'm going through them and they functionally feel the exact same, I'm just gonna be thinking about the fact that I could be, like, snaking. I'm just gonna be feeling like, man, I could be playing like the game that I like more. You know? It's why I don't really like Mario Kart 8, to be honest. I honestly don't find Mario Kart 8 as fun to play as like DS or even like Wii. I am indeed one of those losers who relentlessly snakes. I mean, I hope so. I mean, from what I can tell, they're justified in thinking so. No, I 100% agree. A lot of the appeal, or like a lot of the hype surrounding Mario Kart World right now is the fact that it's doing so many things different compared to normal Mario Kart, compared to any other Mario Kart in the series. No other Mario Kart has had free roam. No other Mario Kart has had like a trick system akin to what we've seen. No other Mario Kart lets you play as a fucking cow. Like, at least other spin-offs let you play as like Goombas and Koopas and stuff. Cow? Like, there's a reason that's like the one thing that everyone's sort of like soy jacks and pogs at. Because it's so out there. And I feel like that's the perfect embodiment of like where the hype comes from. Yeah, we saw like a bit of like we saw like the confirmed Sir Far roster, and it's really funny that they have just taken the Koopalings and out back and fucking old yellered all of them. It is a very nice outfit. It's the reward you get for befriending Yuka. It's so pretty. Have I played? Okay, so I think is the most out-of-pocket choice. 3D land rep, at least Moo Moo is a meme going for it. That's true, and it's hard. I mean, 3D land rep is kind of inherently absurd because there's not really anything unique about 3D World to pull from. You really had to pull Drillby like out of your ass. The Koopalings probably are, but we haven't seen them yet, so we'll take the time to make fun of that fact. I have not played any Yokai Watch. Huh, I see. I really don't know Mario enemies besides like the very basic ones. Doing something in an RPG Maker does seem like a bit of a daunting task. Meat. Board truffle lamprey lunar. Join the Dry Bones gang. Repost this image if you're a true boner. Iberico pork, you dumb bitch! Oh my god. Okay. It's just called Cow. Honestly, that's really fucking funny. I see. A bit of a tangent, but I don't understand the people who are... I don't understand the people who think, like, it'll be a bad thing if, Kirby Air Riders doesn't, like, reference modern Kirby that much. Because, like, during its time, the original Kirby Air Ride didn't really, like, reference much either. Like, the playable cast was just, like, it was, like, Kirby, and then you could unlock Meta Knight and King Dedede. But, like, the Kirbys were just cosmetic, even. I don't get the people who are, like, bitching about the fact that were only shown Kirbys, as if that wasn't the case in the original Kirby Air Ride. Like, you only had Kirby. In fact, you had to unlock the ability to play as Meta Knight and King Dedede. Like, it's not that big of a deal, is it? I mean, I don't know. Like, shocker, yeah, I know, right? Like, shocker, the Kirby game has Kirby in it. Good lord, who could have fucking thought the Kirby game would have fucking Kirby in it? And moreover, the Kirby spin-off that initially only gave you Kirby shows Kirby. Did you expect to see, like, Magalore or Marks in the trailer? Not even the trailer, the fucking teaser? Come on, you can be a bit more realistic than that. I feel like that's just coping. Not even coping, it's just, honestly, I think it's just kind of stupid. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Like, at all. I guess, but like, my answer to that is that Kirby, like fundamentally, the Kirby's, at least the Kirby spin-offs, have always just primarily focused on Kirby. Right? Yes, the mainline games, love using references, but like Mass Attack 2, when that would actually be hype as fuck. I would pop off so hard for Mass Attack 2. But my point is, like, I feel like people are just kind of expecting too much, because like I said, like again, Kirby Air Ride already. Yeah, and like it's one thing, but I feel like people like are just kind of like pissed off over nothing. Like, sure, I guess it would kind of suck if certain characters just weren't playable, but it's not like that would be unprecedented. Besides, I mean, consider how in the original Kirby Air Ride, Meta Knight and King Dedede were like their own playstyles. They couldn't use any of the stars that the Kirbys could. They were basically just like another vehicle. Just you couldn't. Just the design wasn't Kirby. It was their characters. If they do a similar system with that for Air Riders, that would mean that like. Dark Nebula, God no. But I was saying like, so like, for theoretically, like every character people want, you would need to like design a whole new moveset, unless like some of them could like ride the stars, but even so, like for some characters, I don't even know how they would really do that. Some of them don't really have the body structure to comfortably sit on the warp star. I don't know. I don't know. I just kind of find it overblown and stupid. Prince Flaw. Yeah, I'm saying like if you choose to go that route of not putting them on one, that means now you're stuck with the problem of what is it? Every like unique character that people want in has to essentially have like a wholly new set of like there's a wholly new set of like physics, stats, animations, stuff like that. And it's like, I don't know. Granted, Sakurai is like a hard worker, and he's someone who very obviously like wants to pull out all the stops for stuff, especially for Kirby. So, I honestly wouldn't put it past him to do shit like that. But I think it's more so that, like, I think it's okay for Kirby Air Ride. I think it's okay for Kirby Air Ride to not be like Mario Kart. You know? I don't think every series, every spin-off needs to gun for, like, that everyone is here, that prestige of like, oh, we got everyone in here, kind of. Yeah. I don't know. Like, because like for me personally, right? I like Kirby Air Ride because I love the gameplay. I love the music. It's an enjoyable experience, especially with like the side modes, especially City Trial, just hanging out with friends, playing that shit. It's fun. I just don't know why people feel the need to like make a fuss and discourse about it. But regardless, yeah, that was the last shift. So at least for right now, that does it for tonight's playthrough. Roughly for the end of stream soon enough. Yeah, that's fair. Again, it's just again, it's probably a better idea to just not talk about it in the sense because we literally don't know anything. All we've seen is like, yeah, just a reveal, yeah. I don't think so. I mean, that's more of like a Pokemon thing, as far as I'm aware. That's like a symptom of like Pokemon. I wouldn't know. I've only played Soul Silver and Pokemon Moon, the original. So I am the last person who should be talking about Pokemon. Regardless, yeah, that'll do it for tonight. We'll be resuming our playthrough tomorrow, same time as always. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it, or start it earlier, on time. And air ride is good. Maybe I should do an air ride stream, like a multiplayer air ride stream. That would be fun. I'll look into that. That sounds fun. Regardless, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night, and remember, I love you. Bye bye.